Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We will call the meeting of the Standing Committee on Homeless to order, and we'll have a roll call by our city clerk.
The record shall reflect that both the chair and vice chair are here, as well as ex officio Fox.
Thank you. And now please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now, addressing the committee, to speak on an item on the agenda, please fill out a speaker slip with the number of the item you wish to speak on and give it to the clerk's staff. Speaker slips are available on the table outside of the City Council chambers. For the members of the public that are participating via Zoom, you may raise your hand to indicate you would like to speak by clicking the raise hand feature or pressing 9. Speakers will have 3 minutes to address the committee. Now we will have the approval of the minutes. Councilmember, I don't know if you were able to review those, but I welcome you to join us in the approval. I move to approve.
Second.
All right, and we will proceed with a vote. It's a non-voting approval? Okay. Okay, well, raise your hand if you vote aye.
I'm guessing as an ex officio, I'm unable to vote on things.
Thank you for that clarification. Next, we will have an oral communications. Do we have any oral communications?
We don't, but we're having some technical difficulties getting Zoom up. So I don't know if
All
you
right,
want to
we
wait or
will-
just ask for oral communication after the first item.
We will call for that too. All right. So let's move on to our first discussion today, our item regarding the Permanent Navigation Center options. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair, committee members. My name is Jonathan Lung. I'm the Homeless Services Program Manager. Also presenting with me this morning are management analysts Daniel Sturman and Johanna Knief. This first item presents various options as presented to the City Council previously, to the committee, regarding various options for a permanent navigation center in the city of Vista. Some background to how we got here today. Back in November of 2023, City Council allocated $4.5 million towards a permanent homeless navigation center facility from year-end fund balance, with direction to staff to explore different options for the facility. Later in September 2024, city staff presented different options to this standing committee, which identified various locations for a modular component construction, as well as some undeveloped land for purchase, or utilizing existing commercial properties with an adaptive reuse for this facility's use. Later in November 2024, the city received an additional $1 million from the state of California, secured by Senator Catherine Blakespear, to bring the total available budget for this project to $5.5 million. Staff was also directed at an earlier meeting to consider various business park properties between 7,500 and 20,000 square feet for the adaptive reuse consideration, as well as the purchase and conversion of hotels and motels available for purchase. Currently, the City of Vista operates the Buena Creek Navigation Center, which is fully funded and committed through contract through December 31st, 2026. This project cost the city $396,000 a year through the property's lease, as well as the contracted operations of the program at roughly $1 million per year. So for the full project per year is costing the city about $1.5 million. Both agreements allow for 2 additional 12-month extensions, which the city may exercise at its election, which could take this program through the end of 2027 or 2028 at the additional 1.5 per year.
As requested by City Council, staff worked with a real estate broker to identify properties available within the Vista Business Park ranging from 7,500 square feet to 20,000 square feet. The following 4 properties were reviewed. First is 2630 Business Park Drive. This property offers ample parking and building space. However, it is located 0.8 miles from the nearest bus stop, which creates accessibility challenges for individuals without vehicles, particularly those with physical disabilities. The second property, 1205 Avenida, Chelsea. This site offers a 2-story structure with ample building space and a fair amount of parking that could be expanded if needed. It is located just 0.3 miles from the nearest bus stop, making it an accessible option in terms of public transportation. However, it should be noted that a larger property could increase the costs associated with an adaptive reuse model. 2540 Fortune Way is a third option. This property has inadequate parking and lacks space for potential expansion, making it a less viable option. The last option is 1210 Distribution Way. This 2-story building provides a fair amount of parking and sufficient space. However, only the first floor is available for sale. The building's layout requires individuals accessing the second floor to pass through the main lobby on the first floor, which raises concerns over client privacy. Additionally, it is located 0.7 miles away from the nearest bus stop, which may present access issues for those without vehicles with physical disabilities. City staff also researched into recent adaptive reuse models in the Southern California region. The ICS Turk Center provides both non- and semi-congregate recuperative care beds and emergency shelter beds located in Escondido, opened its doors in October 2022. The facility includes 77 rooms and accommodates 106 beds, providing a more private interim housing options for individuals. The project required a significant investment with a purchase cost of $8.4 million and renovation costs totaling $7 million. $6 million of the purchase price was provided from the San Diego County Capital Grant to help Interfaith expand its recuperative bed program. With a total expenditure of $15.4 million, the cost per bed equated to approximately $145,000. Despite its high upfront costs, the Turk Center offers a model focused on privacy and stability, addressing long-term needs for the unhoused. The Palm Springs Homeless Navigation Center is a congregate shelter in Palm Springs and is designed with a capacity of 50 beds, and it opened in March of 2024. The facility, costing $5.9 million to purchase and $7.9 million to renovate, totals $13.8 million in investment. Given the relatively low bed count, the cost per bed comes in high at $276,000. The 18-month timeline reflects a thorough planning and construction process to meet basic shelter standards. The San Diego Rescue Mission's South County Lighthouse, located in National City, is also a congregate facility and is the most cost-efficient among the projects reviewed. With 167 beds and a total of $9.6 million, it boasts a cost per bed figure of just $57,000. The purchase and renovation costs were $6.1 million and $3.5 million, respectively. With a relatively quick 14-month timeline, the facility opened in June 2024. The Oceanside San Diego Rescue Mission North County Lighthouse is located in Oceanside and opened in August of 2023 after a 22-month development period. The congregate shelter offers 100 beds with a total project cost of $8.8 million, $1.28 million for the purchase and $7.6 million in renovations. The cost per bed is approximately $88,000. Though the renovation budget was high relative to the purchase price, the investment transformed the space into a vital resource for individuals experiencing homelessness in Oceanside and North County. Staff was also requested to look in hotels and motels available for sale. At this time, there are no completed units available for sale. The Hilton Garden Inn listed for sale has not been built yet. This property would be roughly 0.2 miles from the nearest bus stop and would almost triple the amount of beds available currently. City staff was also directed to investigate costs associated with an adaptive reuse model. Staff predicated the estimate off of a 15,000 square foot warehouse-style building and created a fully operational 24 semi-congregate room permanent navigation center. These costs include all building costs, including prevailing wages, contingency costs, and soft costs such as architect, engineer, permits, and legal. A rough total for everything came out to between $8.3 million and $15 million. This does not include the purchase price for the building itself. Next, we're going to be looking at rough order of magnitudes received by 3 service providers. The first is an example from Mobile Modular's which would consist of 2 standard stick-built units built off-site, delivered, and assembled. This design is meant to be a permanent structure on a permanent foundation, and these designs that you see here consist of 12 189-square-foot rooms, 4 restrooms, 2 of which are ADA, and 4 laundry and dryer sets. The total estimated cost for construction, delivery, furniture, washers and dryers, and installation is $3.6 million, averaging out to about $75,000 per bed. Mobile Modular does have the ability to build multi-story units and has done so in the past. This proposal from LifeArc, a modular construction type that city staff and council viewed in person at the Azusa Resource Center, consists of the same bed, bathroom, and laundry and dryer ratios, is made up of 30% post-consumer recycled plastic, and can be built on a temporary or permanent foundation. These buildings have a lifespan of over 30 years with minimal maintenance. These buildings are quickly deployed and can be broken down just as fast when they're no longer in need. Their proposal, depicted on the right, has an estimated cost of $3.8 million or $79,000 a bed for construction, delivery, installation, furniture, washers, and dryers. Although these units can theoretically be stacked to create a multi-floor building, LifeArc has yet to complete a project with multiple floors. This proposal from Shelter Pro and Infinite Structures is a modular construction type similar to the ones that city staff and council viewed in person at the Victorville Wellness Center, consists of the same bed, bathroom, and laundry and dryer ratios, and is made from a steel frame construction with impact-resistant glass. This building can also be built on a temporary or permanent foundation. The buildings can quickly be erected and dismantled when no longer needed. We only met very recently with this agency, and we weren't able to get a detailed estimate, but we were given a rough estimate of $5.5 to $8 million, and that can be built as a 1 or 2 story structure building. They are shipped flat so that it's to be able to fit multiple units on a truck and set up on site. Recommendation for 200 Michigan Avenue. The presentation above is a depiction of LifeArc's original concept of building the navigation center over the ample parking space available at 200 Michigan Avenue. The concept would take 43 of the 88 parking spaces available on the property. Of the 43 that are taken, 4 of the 5 handicap spots available on the property would be covered, leaving 45 spaces, 1 of those being handicapped. This proposal does have some extra spaces that the previous rough order of magnitudes did not. Those include 603 square foot space for office and a security check-in unit. No ROM was produced on this concept. By utilizing this approach, Lifeline Community Services programs already operating at this site will have a reduced impact. After reviewing other proposals for adaptive reuse of established buildings, staff recommends the utilization of a city-owned property at 200 Michigan Avenue for partial demolition, reconstruction, and renovation. The site is a 2-acre parcel that is currently the site of operations for Lifeline Community Services. The property currently has 8 structures, and staff is proposing to demolish 3 of the older buildings, which are coming to the end of their life cycle, in yellow, to make space for the shelter buildings. 3 of the other buildings in green would be for administrative and case management purposes. 1 building in purple would be utilized for a kitchen and a dining or large meeting room. No concepts have been proposed to utilize the historic building in black yet. Some considerations for the LifeArc proposal. To create a more usable space on the property, modifications to the concept provided by LifeArc could be made. To increase usable building space, staff are continuing to recommend the demolition of the buildings in yellow, and instead of building a shelter in its place, build with the intention of it providing ample office space to help reduce the impact on Lifeline Community Services. Instead of utilizing a significant portion of the parking lot for the navigation center, staff recommends building vertically to reduce its overall footprint. Finally, the historic railroad building could be relocated, which would make more room for offices, storage, or other needed building space.
Good morning. To provide some background on the property, 200 Michigan Avenue was acquired by the City of Vista in 1977 using CDBG funds. The City of Vista leased to Lifeline Community Services in 1981, and the two organizations have been working closely ever since with ongoing partnerships through various grant funding sources, such as CDBG and CalGRIP, which is California Gang Reduction, Intervention, and Prevention. Some unique features of the property include a vault from what we assume was a former bank and the train station that previously served as chamber offices. Various site improvements have been made over the years, including parking lot improvements in 1987, building rehab in 1996, paving in 2014, and roof replacement in 2017. Here you'll see data reflecting the leases and rent paid over the last 25 years. Rent has been as low as $0 to $1 annually and began increasing incrementally starting in 2012 to our current rate of $38,291 annually, or $3,190 a month.